Hello all, welcome to the session. My name is Uday Kiran Ulasa. Today I am going to present a project for my emerging mobile application. This topic is about an application that is personal expense tracker. Let's get into the presentation. Here is the quick roadmap what I am going to cover in this presentation, that is introduction and use case diagrams and class diagrams and sequence diagrams for my application and the design patterns which I have used in my application, and I'm going to show the user interface of my app, and also I have tested some functionalities for in my app to avoid the runtime errors for the users, and I'm going to conclude this presentation. So let's start with the introduction. So the main goal of this my app is a simple to track the daily expenses of the users, and they can record the expenses and then add a description to the expense, and they can add the date and time, and they can even tag the location where they are spending. And I have also added some features like dark and light themes, and some I have added some charts to visualize their expense. The main aim of this app is to create something simple, useful, and user-friendly application. In this presentation, I walk through how it works, the design choice I made, and the challenges I faced, and how I tested it to make sure it is reliable. Let's get into the use case diagram. This use case diagram, like just to think of a story of my app. So here is the user. So he is going to interact with my app, which is personal expense tracker. So the user can log in into the app, he can log out, and he can add an expense. He can update the expense which he had already added, and he can delete the expense, and he can view the charts to view whatever the expenses he made visually. He can see on what he's spending on limits, and he can also filter the searches to see the expenses for a particular item. He can also select map. So whatever the expenses he interact with the app, like add or update or delete expense, that will be going to in directly deal with the database. They will be redirecting to the database. They will get updated whatever the user had done related to the expenses. And also some of the um, use cases like view charts, and these they will take the data from the database, and they will make the charts whenever the user asks about the charts. And also whenever the user clicks on the maps, it directly interact with the Google Map API, and they will get the grab the location from the API as well. So let's go to the class diagrams. This class diagram shows like the whatever the components I have used in my application. So the first one goes to the home fragment, the main screen where expenses are added and the managed. It talk to the expense DAO, like where the interface, like it is an interface actually. Expense DAO is an interface for my database operations. It will be maintaining the all expenses. So this expense DAO will be connected to expense database, which is a singleton only. Once instant exit, it stores all the expense records, and this expense is just like it's a class. Like it stores the every detail about the expense, like the description, the cost, and the location, and everything which is related to the expense. And finally this expense adapter, it displays the all the list of expenses using recycle viewer. So it maintains the storage of whatever the user actually enters the expense. It maintains the storage. And the map picker activity is actually used for grabbing the location whenever the user clicks on a pinpoint. So the location is grabbed by this map picker activity. The logic will be here. So let's go to the next. So I'm going to talk about the design patterns. These design patterns keep our code organized and easy to maintain. I use it for mainly four design patterns. The first one is singleton pattern. This is used for room database, ensuring there is only one instance of database throughout the entire app. This helps with performance and avoids memory issues. And the second one is DAO pattern. DAO stands for Data Access Object. It separates all the database operations into a clean interface, making the code more reliable and easier to change it later. And the third one is adapter pattern. This is used to recycle viewer to display the expenses, and it separates how data stored from the how it's shown to the screens. It's just like an abstraction also. So I can easily change the design without touching the data logic. It directly grabs from the database whenever the user clicks, or whenever the user adds an expense. It directly adds to the database and it's refresh the recycle viewer. And the finally observe pattern. It is implemented throughout the live data in room. Whenever the data in the database changes, the UI automatically updates without the need of a manual fresh. It need to be we no need to be refresh every time. It directly links. Actually we have added the method inside the method, so we don't need to call the method manually. It's refresh automatically whenever the user adds an expense or update an expense. Let's see the sequence diagram step by step. Here what happens when a user adds an expense. So this is the user layer. The user, whenever he opens an app, he can view the home fragment. This is the layer. So this is the actually app interface of the viewer. Here user can launch the app. After launching the app, he can enter the expense with the description, cost, and the location and the time, date, and everything. So whenever the user clicks on the map, it actually go to the map layer, map picker activity, the layer this is. So here the map picker activity uses the Google Map API, and it will get the location from the API, and it will return back the longitude and latitude of the map picker, and it will return and it will store the information in the location box. After all this, the total, the amount, note, date and time, address, all will go to the database, which is expense DEO layer. So here the data is going to save, and whenever an expense is saved, this goes to after the success of the expense is added. So this will get automatic refresh directly back to here, and the UI will be the UI layer, which is home fragment. This will get updated, and the list get updated using the recycle VR. So let's go to the second slide. I'm going to show the user interaction. So here the login. So first the user interacts with the login page. So I'll show you direct from the app actually. Okay. Yeah. This is the UI for my app. So here the first page the user interacts is the login page. So whenever a registered user comes to the app, he can enter his mail ID, password, and he can log in. As if the user is new to this app, he can register instead of logging. So we have created a register login. So here the user will enter his email and password, and he can register. Whenever he registers, the app actually directly it will interact with the database and stores the email and password of the user in the database, and it will return back to the login page, and the user can directly enter this password mail, and he can log in. And we can see the home fragment chart. Yeah, from home fragment chart. Whenever after the login, the user can see this interface. So the user can, here is the dark mode toggle. So the user can actually change from dark mode to light mode based on his requirement. And the total expense the user which made has been shown here. And this is the whole box, like the user is going to add the expense. This is the amount, description, date and time. And I have included a date and time automatically, so the user don't need to directly manually enter date and time. He can directly enter date and time. Automatically it is grabbed from the app. Even the location as well, the location is directly grabbed from the map app, after accessing, after giving the permissions. So or else the even if the user want to select manually, the user can click on this map and he can redirect it to map page. That is, I'll show, this is the map page. So the user can click on the location, and this is the this area is going to be shown the map area. So whenever the user pick one location and he can select, he can actually go back, or it is directly redirected to the page. And later on, you can add the expenses. After adding the expense, this expense is going to directly reflect in the DEO and the database. And after the database is updated on successful, the this layer, this is the recycle layer. That means the app is whatever the expenses is added by the user, it is going to refresh here directly without any manual interface or manual interaction of the user. And I'm going to show this one charts. So here the charts are going to visualize for the user whatever the spendings are done for the expenses he done in a month. So we can view the charts here. And home item expense. So this is the box we have created the expense. The first, it will be labeled what is the description, price, and the date and time, which is automatically grabbed from the user device. And the Starbucks, this is the location of the whatever the user spend, the location he goes here. So this is my actually app UI. So once the users, I forgot to show this logout, login. This is the logout page. So whenever the user comes here, he can log out directly. This is the bottom menu. Here the user can see home, charts, and account. Once he goes to the chart, he can directly he can directly view the all the every elements. Let's go to the next slide. Testing of the functionality. So to run the app smoothly when the user is interacting, so we need to think of the things, items we need to test before it goes to the user. So I have tested some of the methods, like them adding the expense. So whenever the user uh, enter an expenses, we checks as it is correctly going into the database and storing or not. We check the expense test, and we also run the edit expense. Whenever the user want to edit an expense, he can edit. And we are also going to check, is it reflecting in the database, or it was going to store the previous one. And we are also going to, we can delete the expense as well. So we checked like directly, will it going to make some changes in the database or not. And also we used a filter test, like the rice cycle here is like having updating or not, based on the whatever the conditions given by the user. So let's go to the challenges I faced. So while doing this application, I faced many challenges. In that few, I'm going to talk while interacting with the map. So when I tried to click on the map, so I'll show you this UA page. Fragment login. Whenever the user clicks on this map, so it was unable to redirect in the main page, which was the fragment home. So this location is not going, this location is not copied into here. So I just used some of methods to override this problem. and also managing the dark mode. So whenever the user turn on the dark mode, it started flickering with the screen. So I just used some of these flickering methods to avoid these kind of errors and exceptions. And also designing the simple but functional UI. So this app is not like is just a beginner friendly, so it's going to be in future it's going to have multiple options like capturing the receipts and all, and also the loads correctly, like whenever the user enter an expense, it should load the data into the uh, database without any duplicates. So this made some challenges for me, so I created a lot of methods to avoid avoid these errors, and this made me very challenges. So let's conclude the video, my presentation. The personal expense trailer turned to be very practical tool for daily use. So features like location tagging, receive photos, and the dark mode made me modern and user friendly. So bugs were fixed, performance improved, and stability increased. So there's still room to grow, like adding cloud backup and more detailed reports, but I'm proud of what I built it. So it's then like just an app, but it's proof I can take an idea and turn it into something real. So I just want to conclude. Thank you.